Hey. Oh gosh, my hair's killing me. Hey, Kim. I knew that was you. My number one fan, Kim, my number one supporter. I love you, Kim. Kim, these stupid people still keep messaging me on Messenger. I was just trying to build my Facebook up to support my YouTube channel, and here these crazy people are trying to video chat me and call me. Crazy. Hey, Olivia, Polly. How are you all doing? So I was going to come on here and talk about Savannah Spurlock. I'm looking for my information right here. Yes, they are nuts. So I accepted a bunch of friend requests today on Facebook, and all of a sudden, all these guys start trying to video call me and call me through the messenger. I bet you there was 10 of them or more. And it freaked me out. So I immediately was like rejecting it and trying to go and block them. So, hey, Ivy. Oh, you just got through having a newborn? Oh, I love babies. So somebody sent me some stuff. So Savannah Spurlock, she disappeared January 4th, 2019 from the other bar. It's called the Other Bar in Lexington, Kentucky. Now she had borrowed her mom's car. She had just had babies in December, a set of twins. So she wanted a night out. So she borrowed her mom's car. She went to her friend's house, I guess. They decided to go to a bar. Savannah parked her car somewhere. Her and her friends get at the bar, and her friend wanted to leave, but Savannah didn't want to leave. So her friend left her there. And Savannah was last seen on surveillance video about 2:30 a.m. leaving the other bar with 3 guys. Now, the 3 men say that Savannah willingly went to their house, which was like about 50 miles away in Garrett County, Kentucky. Okay, let's keep in mind Savannah had no coat on. She had high heels on, and this was like in a remote area, like up in a holler, like in the boondocks, the boonies. So they say that she left the next morning on foot, wearing basically stilettos, you want to say, and no coat in January. Now, Savannah had her phone with her, but her phone was turned off early on the morning of January 4th. So, and her wallet and her coat was in her mom's car that she borrowed and was parked. These retards are still messaging me. But I wanted to pull up what her friend was saying real quick. This is what her friend was saying about her. This stupid thing will load up. And this is from the Daily Mail. It says, exclusive, best friend of missing Savannah Spurlock reveals the mom had been partying for the first time since giving birth the night she disappeared and was left alone after arguing with a friend because she didn't want to go home. Scrolling down. It says, missing Kentucky mother Savannah Spurlock's best friend shared new details of the night the mother of 4 vanished after leaving a Lexington bar with 3 men she had only just met. Savannah, 23, has been missing since January 4th. Grainy surveillance footage shows her leaving the other bar with the men who police have interviewed, but neither named nor charged in connection with her disappearance. Now, Kayla Hamblin, 22, has revealed that the reason Savannah was by herself was because she had argued with a mutual female friend that had been out with her that night. It had been her first night out since giving birth to twins in December, and according to Kayla, she wanted to squeeze every last bit out of it. But Kayla has rejected the men's account that her friend willingly went to their royal home owned by one of the three in the neighboring Garrett County, some 40 miles away. And she has slammed their claim that Savannah left the remote property on foot in the early hours of the morning and that she was fine when she did so. Speaking exclusively to dailymail.com, Kayla said, I don't believe it at all. If Savannah was aware they were taking her to Garrett County, she would have lost her mind. There's a picture of Savannah in her, if she's in the red. Very pretty. It says, according to Kayla, there is no way her friend would have agreed to make a trip that took her an hour and a half away from her home in Richmond, Madison County. It pains Kayla to imagine what her friend must have been thinking as she made that drive. She said she would have been looking out the window thinking, where are we going? Savannah doesn't like to go places she's not familiar with. As for the idea she walked out into the Kentucky countryside so far from home in the small hours of the morning, Kayla said, I don't believe it at all. I just don't believe that she would have walked out the door. She would have called one of us. She would have called her mom. She had on heels and a skirt, and it was cold. She didn't have a jacket. She was on a country road where she has never been in her life. She would never walk on that. Looking at the security footage released by the cops, Kayla said she felt sick to her stomach because she could see from her friend's expression that something was wrong. She said she was upset. I think she went with them because they said, we'll take you where you need to go or to your car tonight, tomorrow, or something. Savannah is, according to Kayla, a trusting person and in that moment intoxicated and isolated. Kayla believes her friend put her trust in the wrong people. She said, I just wish she would have called me or her mom. And there's a picture of Savannah. That's what she was wearing. She was leaving the bar. That's on the surveillance thing. I'll look at y'all's chat in just a second, guys. I want to pull up some screenshots of a couple of the guys that she left with. Here's one of them. This is what someone sent me. It says Hugh Parker. It's one of the guys. Then there's his brother. They're brothers. Brandon Parker. And then they sent me a picture of this guy, but I'm not sure if he is involved. I thought the guy had a different last name. But this was Nathaniel Taylor. So I don't know if he has connection or not. I don't know if they meant to send me that one or not. But it says the Parks brothers' parents. The first two guys I showed y'all are brothers. And someone had a Facebook post they made a page for Savannah. Her family did for people, to leave comments or leave tips or whatever. And somebody left one and it said the Sparks brothers' parents was searched off of Fall Lick Road in Kentucky. They had a warrant and took away a white car and a small pickup. The white car was apparently not operating, but had blood in it. And they claimed that it was deer blood. And I don't know when this was posted, but it says in the last 24 hours, two young blonde women's bodies were found in different areas in Kentucky. One in Henderson County, Henderson, Kentucky yesterday, and one this morning at Mammoth Park in Kentucky. It says the name of the men is still unknown, but I've seen these names posted by the local sleuths: Nathaniel Taylor, Hugh Parker, Brandon Parker, and Aaron Estelle. I think it was Aaron Estelle and maybe Hugh Parker and Brandon Parker that Sarah left, or Savannah left with that night. I want to call her Sarah. Hi, Danny. How are you? So her friend is basically saying that Savannah wouldn't have wanted to have went back to their house so far away from home. She didn't like to go places that, she wasn't familiar with, especially her being by herself and stuff and them being strangers. Um, I really think that they promised to give her a ride and they did something to her. And they have probably hid her somewhere. I hate to say this, but I just I feel like they did something to her. I don't. If they're holding her somewhere, I mean that's a possibility, but I don't think so. I think they killed her. That's what I think. Yeah, she is really pretty. I got some more pictures of her. Um, She was a really, really pretty girl. And what was sad is she turned 23 and search parties were out looking for her on her 23rd birthday. Let's see. There's a picture of her. And this picture right here is her leaving that bar in Kentucky called the Other Bar. The guys she left with. See, she had no coat on that night. You could see what she was wearing. And she has her purse with her. There is no way. Look at those high heels, guys. Look at those high heels. Do you think that she walked out a country road wearing those high heels? There is no way. Those are like stilettos to me. Yeah, I know she was drinking, and you know how nicey nice people, guys can be in the bars to women sometimes, and try to take advantage of intoxicated women. Um, and they was probably being all nice and charming. It was like, we'll give you a ride back to your vehicle, or you know, why don't you come to our house and just spend the night, and then we'll take you to your vehicle in the morning. They probably did some kind of crap like that, and then they all three did something to her. Something happened. Yeah, and the thing about it, Ebeth, is her wallet wasn't with her purse. Her wallet was in the car with her coat. That is what is. Why didn't she have her wallet if she was in a bar? That's strange. So she didn't have any money with her. I did read that. Hi, Shahid. I know, Carrie. It's awful. Yeah, hey, San, her friend left her. Uh, Savannah wasn't done, at the bar. She wanted to stay longer, I guess, and I guess they had some words or something. So she got left there. And the last time anybody seen her was on that surveillance video. She had video chatted her mom that night. I'm not sure at the time that she did that. It was right before I think she left with those guys. And she said, I'll be home later in the morning. She FaceTime or, video chat with her mom. So she had plans on coming home. She never would have walked away, they said, from her kids. I read a while back, her little boy, the oldest one, he doesn't know that his mom's missing. They try to hold it together in front of him. You know, I guess they're just putting it off until, they find her or something. They don't know what to tell him. Gosh, bless their hearts. And they got her new set of twins. I think her dad got them, raising them. Yeah, yeah, Danny, I've got pictures of the suspects. Hold on a minute. Oh my gosh, if these people from this daggone messenger don't quit messaging me, I'm gonna I will never again accept Facebook Messenger friends. Let me find those guys. There's one of them. That's Brandon Parker. And let me show you his brother. Let's see. This is Hugh Parker. Boy, he's got quite the background, too. Drug paraphernalia, possess, something, sub, first degree, first offense, heroin, bond, $5,000. Let's see. That is Hughes. Let's see. Oh, this one, Brandon Parker, this one right here. He's got enhancement, traffic, in first degree, first offense, two GMS of methamphetamine. I don't know how to read cop stuff. Oh, listen to what somebody else put on Facebook, on that Facebook group about Savannah. People's crazy. But it says, so here is what Ellie is telling you. Spurlock was a former addict. She was at the other bar being set up by her friends because she was the type that knew too much information. This was a premeditated murder. These men set up Savannah because she was an easy target. Oh, yeah. It says this is a prostitution ring and drug ring that runs in this area. Suspects, Hugh Parker is a well-known heroin dealer in the area. He was arrested on January 2nd and bailed out of the Boyle County Jail the night before Savannah went missing. So that one guy, Hugh Parker, he was in jail and he got bonded out the night before Savannah went missing. That's crazy. It says that's the reason that the police won't release their names. Local and state have backed off and don't want anything to do with it. The ring is big, very big. It's so big they don't want the feds coming in and finding out there is some local corruption. There is a video that shows the two men having sex with Spurlock in the back of the car. Yes, somebody sent me this, and it was from a Facebook post. You can't see it because of my light. But yeah, they're saying that she was set up by her friends, and like this is like a big drug ring. You know what this post remind me of? That movie Fire Down Below. Y'all know what I'm talking about? It takes place in a country town. It's about corruption. It's got Steven Seagal in it. It said that they had it on video of those guys having sex with Savannah in the car. But you know what? People shouldn't post stuff like this. About her being in the car. It says there is a video that shows the two black males having sex with Spurlock in the back seat of the car. I've never heard anything about that. You've heard that before, Carrie? You think it's true? Yeah, it's a possibility. I know, y'all. I'm like in shock. I didn't even read this one right here before I got on here. I had forgot about somebody sending it in an email, and I didn't want to have to open up their email and look at it when I got on here, so I just screenshotted it. You know. But anyways, the Sparks brothers, it's saying right here, or the Parker brothers, they're saying Sparks. I don't know why they're saying Sparks. It's Parkers. Maybe they misspelled it. Maybe they was doing voice text or something. But it says that their house had been searched off Fowlick Road in Kentucky. So I wonder if they found uh, out if that blood was deer blood, because they said they took a white car away when that house got searched, and it had blood in it, but they claimed it was deer blood. Seems like I remember hearing something about that. She was last seen in Lexington, Kentucky, Danny, leaving a bar. It's called the Other Bar. It's like a pub, I guess. I don't know. This is just somebody's Facebook post. I have never heard of a video, uh, unless there's information being leaked that these people know or something. I've never heard of a video showing her um, doing anything like that with those guys. Well, from what I read, it showed her getting into the back seat of a car. But the way it was worded, it said she got in the back seat of the car with two of the guys, and then the other guys followed behind. So I just assumed she got in the back seat, of the vehicle, and there's, guy in the passenger side and the driver, and they drove away, and then a car followed them out. The other guy's what I thought. I didn't think, they meant like, they didn't say anything like that. Hey, Ziggy. Yeah, they only said that she got in the car. Um, I feel bad for even reading that right there, saying that, because I just don't think that part right there is true. I really don't. Yeah, yeah, there's some bad things that goes on at those truck stops, Danny, from what I hear. Be dangerous. Be like there was this one truck driver, and he would kill prostitutes, and he would leave like a little smiley face on them. But they had the what Texas Equus search for her, and the Cajun search and rescue uh, had searched for her around Garrett County, and there has been no sign of her. They can't even find her cell phone or purse that she had with her. They tried to locate, they had put pictures out and of her purse and cell phone, and kind of enlarged it so you could see what her purse and phone looked like. And I'd say wherever she's at, that's where her purse and phone's at. I know it, Danny. Yeah, Carrie, that's what I think happened. I don't know about the drug ring, but I'd say more than likely that is true. But I would say that they promised her a ride and that they raped and murdered her. And wherever they put her body is where her purse and stuff's at. They're not going to find her purse and cell phone unless they find her. Hey, Michael, how are you? Yeah, they probably did drug and rape her. They probably did. They saw an easy target. They was probably in that bar watching her. She was very attractive. They saw her argue with her friend, And, I'd say they stepped up and was like, hey, yeah, we'll give you a ride back to your vehicle. Or, you can come to our house and stay, and we'll give you a ride back in the morning. Oh, did you know that movie, Danny? Fire Down Below? Yeah, that's what that post reminded me of when I was talking about corruption in a small country town. You doing good tonight, Michael? No, I bet they feel terrible about this, leaving their friend behind, Beth. Well, Carrie, I think that may be true because her mom come out the other day and said that she thought that there were people that had information about Savannah and that they were afraid to come forward. So they started this website where you can leave an anonymous tip about Savannah if you know her whereabouts or if you've heard anything, you know, out in the streets, you can leave a comment. I think it's freesuggestionbox.com is what it's called. And you can leave a anonymous tip. And they've also, her aunt got into her iCloud and got some more recent pictures of Savannah and videos and put them on Facebook, the Facebook group that they created for her. Yeah, probably it could be Danny. Oh, you wouldn't believe the corruption that goes on in these little small towns. I mean, these little country towns. I believe Carrie's onto something. I believe that's probably right about that drug ring and stuff because I got these boys arrest thing right here and they got drug charges. I mean, I'm talking not talking about a few little pain pills. I'm talking about methamphetamine and heroin. And it said that they was known dealers. So I'd say there's a lot of corruption going on there. The cops are probably paid off or something. Who knows? But I'd say they offered her a ride. That's what I'd say. And I would say that they raped her and killed her. Yep. Oh, hey, Max girl. I'm not going to be on too long either, girl. I just wanted to come on for a little bit today. It's been a rough day. My daggone knee is killing me. I got my brace on. My leg brace is hurting. But I hate swallowing, trying to drink with these headphones on. Let me see if I can find any better pictures of Savannah. Oh, there was a picture of her. She's a pretty girl. That's one of her babies. I don't know how old that picture is. Oh, right here, that house in the picture, that is the house of those guys that Savannah supposedly went to. That's what the house looks like. It's an old country house, you can tell, out in the country. But they have they've searched that house and I don't understand. They have, and they done forensic testing on the car that Savannah rode in that night with them, but they've not released the findings of that. If they have, uh, I didn't find it. Let's see if I got any more good pictures of her. Yeah, that's how she was dressed that night. Again, look at those heels. There's no way. And look, you could tell she's freezing by the way she's got her arms. You know, she's a very, pretty girl. Look at her legs. It looks like she works out or something. So there's no way that she walked out of a country road in the middle of nowhere, somewhere she had never been, without a coat, with her phone turned off. Maybe it was dead. Who knows? Um, and no money, and wearing big high heels. There's just no way that she did that. I just don't believe that. Because her friend said she wasn't the type of person. I know she was intoxicated and stuff, but I just don't see her going back to that house with them. I think they were supposed to take her to her car, and they didn't. I don't think she willingly went back to that house. I really believe with all my heart that she was getting a ride to her car. Yeah, because she didn't have her wallet, her money, or anything with her. Well, Danny, whenever you're available, just let me know. Um, I'll have to set it up through Google Hangouts. I've just got it set up regular right now, but we said that through Google Hangouts, and then I could just send you a link through your email, and you can just click on it, and you can connect with me. If you're free, what is tomorrow night? Tomorrow night, yeah. If you're free tomorrow night, we can do it. Yeah, I bet you have some interesting stories, Danny. Yeah, we can do that tomorrow night or whenever you're available. Well, I can't do it Thursday night. I got something to do. And then Saturday night, I'm supposed to have somebody on if all goes well. So tomorrow night would be good, or Friday night, any night except for Thursday or Saturday. I'm good. No, yeah, it didn't look like many houses were around there. Sometimes here, Kentucky's a lot alike around here, sometimes you might not see another house for a few miles down the road. It's just a cordon. This looks like it's back in the holler, kind of secluded in the way in the country. There's just no way that girl walked out of there um, dressed like that. There's just no way. Look at that. Those heels. You mean to tell me she's going to walk out of she's 50 miles from home, 40 or 50 miles from home. There's no way they did something to her. And why are they not grilling them? Maybe they are. Maybe I don't know, but it looks like they would be like interrogating them, instead of just asking them, oh, did she leave your house? And they, you know, you know, the cops have got to know that that's not true. That a girl just got up and left and her that many miles away from home, hour away from home or more, probably. There's no way they bought that story. You'd think they'd make them take a lie detector test and prove they're not lying or something. Yeah, see, Sam, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people here in the country, it's a long ways before you see a neighbor. Oh, really, Carrie? That's a good idea to have a code word. That is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Y'all got set up like a code word if someone's in trouble. Yeah, yeah, maybe they're corrupt though. This kind of says that they're corrupt, like it's a big, like a big criminal ring going on. Yeah, I've been what happened, Beth? I missed your comment. Let me go scroll back up. Oh, really, Beth? Yeah, your friends probably saved your life. Can't leave the bar with people you don't know. There's some crazy people out there. Oh, that's pretty smart, Carrie. That's a pretty smart idea. It's pretty cool. They need that system in America. I mean, some bars may have it. I don't know. I had never heard of that though. Um, it's pretty cool that the bars look out, for the ladies in there and stuff, and everybody, making sure they're safe. Yeah, it don't matter if she used to do drugs, kid. I mean, she's still missing. Just because you used to do drugs don't mean that you're going to disappear. She had been trying to get her life on track, and it looked like she had been doing a pretty good job. She hadn't been going out or anything. Of course, she'd been pregnant. A lot of times when people go missing and the cops, these little country cops know that they've had a drug problem, they don't care about them. They're not concerned about them because they think they don't matter because they're a drug addict. And that burns me up. It really chaps my butt. It really does. She's still missing. She's still somebody's child. She's still somebody's mother. She's still a human being. It doesn't matter how she was dressed or what she was doing or, if she had a drug problem before. The fact is the girl's gone missing. And it looks like they need to be stepping up and trying to try another route to figure out where this girl's at. Hey, Natalie, how are you? That's right, saying she's a victim regardless of her past. I don't like it when people say that. I don't like it when people say, oh, well, she was at a bar. What was she doing at a bar? She'd just give birth like 5 or 6 weeks, Go, well, that's really none of nobody's business. I mean, that's her if she wanted to go out. Um, that don't mean she deserved to be kidnapped and murdered and tossed away like trash or held against her will somewhere, you know. I'm okay, Natalie. Hey, Vicky. How are you? I've heard people say stuff about her shirt too being low. So what? That don't mean she deserved to be kidnapped and murdered. Stuff like that I just think stuff like that's ignorant. It's just ignorant on people's parts that say stuff like that. She wasn't dressed no worse than what anybody else dresses when they go out to the clubs and stuff. That don't mean because you got a low cut shirt on, you deserve to be raped and murdered or raped or whatever. Yeah, she deserves respect and love. Amen, Carrie. Yes, they do. They'll sit back and watch women, profile them. They'll pick out the weak ones. Predators will. Yeah, I've been profiled by them before. They look for weak people. Women in distress, intoxicated, sicko monsters. I didn't think she looked bad at all either, Janet. I'd heard people say before her shirt was very low, but I couldn't see in the surveillance. She probably had a little tank under it or something. Oh, thank you, Harvey. Look at it. It's got like a unicorn on it. Keeping it real, girl. Keeping it real. Oh, thank you, Max girl. Sure, I've got the heat turned off on it right now because it will run you out, but you can still leave this on. And it actually sounds like, a fire's burning. Like you can hear like the wood like crackling and things. It's pretty neat. Oh, Carrie, you're fine. I like your comments in the chat. You make some good points and stuff. Yeah, she's a stunner. Yeah, yeah, you don't judge by that. You know what? When I heard that she had left the bar missing, it never crossed my mind, like, to judge her about that, about being in a bar, because I've done the same things in my life. I used to bar hop a little bit. I mean, I never, it just never crossed my mind to judge her because she was at a bar or because she had just had babies 5 or 6 weeks before that and she was out. Yeah, I just don't judge people for things like that. Facts are they're human beings, and it don't matter what they was doing. They don't deserve their life taken or to be raped or beat up or any of those bad things. Well, they know who the suspects are, Danny. They've interviewed the guys. They took one of their cars and done forensic testing on it. I don't know, Danny. We could probably pull it up. You could probably Google it and pull it up. The video. I've never saw the video. I know, saying, and I don't like that blaming the victim. Let's blame the freaking monsters that do these things. Don't blame the victim. It doesn't matter. She had a bikini top on at the bar, you know, or if she took her clothes off, that don't mean she deserves to be murdered. People make me so mad over things like that. It just never crosses my mind to judge people for things like that. I mean, who the crap's not been to a bar? I mean, and most of the people that say things like that, they've done the same crap in life and worse, a lot worse. There's nothing wrong with going out. I don't blame her. Everybody needs a break, to have some me time. That's all she was doing was having a little bit of me time. She was going to go home to her mom's house where she was staying with her kids, I guess, because she told her mom she was going to be home. She just wanted to go out for a little bit. She had all intentions of coming back home. She had borrowed her mom's car. Yeah, it don't matter what she used to do. I know, Ivy Lynn. I've done the same thing, girl. And I thought the same thing. It's a wonder if we're we're alive doing those things. Hey, Will, how are you? Oh, you're outside of Los Angeles? Well, that's cool. Lucky you. I wish I was in LA. Safe travels, friend. Hey, Bad. Thank you. Oh, you're watching from Cork, Ireland? Oh, how cool. I would love to go to Ireland. Yeah, I know, Michael. I don't judge people for things they do or things that they've done in their past or stuff like that, like, when they, just like I said, when I heard she was leaving the bar, it never entered my mind to judge her for that. I never even thought about it until I seen someone comment that one day, and I was like, take a little bit taken back by it because I don't judge people by things like that. The only thing I was thinking was those guys did something to her, and that's terrible. That's what I thought. I didn't think nothing about the way she was dressed, and I saw people saying stuff about her shirt and things. I didn't see anything wrong with her shirt, and it don't matter if there was something wrong with it. She don't deserve to be missing and murdered or held captive. Hopefully, she's still alive, but I doubt it. Oh, really, Will? I bet you are super tired. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. You never believe this. I've never flown on a plane, Will. Never in my life. I've been up in a hot air balloon. I've rode the Greyhound bus like a million times. Oh, thank you, Ebeth. Hey, girl, I'll always be me. I've always been me. What you see is what you get. See, look at my shirt. Keeping it real. I think he's in LA, Michael. Will's in LA. I don't know what his home state is. I've never thought to ask him. Oh, Washington State. I thought that was where you lived. I knew it was Washington or Oregon one. I know, Ivy. I've had to have conversations with my son, like conversations like, well, like these video games, you can't do stuff like that in real life, son. And he'll be like, Mom, I know it's just a game, but all kids don't know that, and you have to, have talks with them and things. Well, guys, guess what I've been watching today? I've got to finish watching it. Leaving Neverland or whatever it's called, Neverland, about Michael Jackson, and I've just got to the part uh, where the guy's telling the story about, I don't even know his name. That's why I need to take notes, but I've got to go back and watch the beginning before I can move on to the rest of it. But I was watching him tell the story of how he met Michael and all that, and I started crying, man. He hadn't even told anything bad yet, and I started crying. Uh, I kind of felt like he was telling the truth because it touched me. I mean, he could have been lying, but I didn't feel like that he was, but I've got to finish watching. I just watched a little bit. I only watched the up to the part to where he met Michael, and he said that he come out, he said that Michael molested him. That's about to the part I got to. And I started crying. I'm an emotional person. I'm sensitive to other people's feelings and things. When I see somebody else upset, I don't know. It's like I can feel their pain or something, really. And I get upset and start crying, and that's what happened when I was listening to that guy's story. I guess because I've been through things like that growing up, but I kind of felt like he was telling the truth. I don't know though. You watched that last weekend? Yeah, hey, Daddy, I got mace. I got mace in there, pepper spray, whatever it's called. I keep with me. No, it's not easy being a parent, Carrie. Sure not. Yeah, see, saying that's what happens to me too. I get a mental picture of it, and then it upsets me. It's like I can like feel their anxiety and stress and stuff. I know it's so disappointing when these big celebrities do this crap and it comes out. My heart was broke over Bill Cosby. That man disappointed me so bad. Like, I looked up to him growing up because my dad really wasn't a part of my life, not really. I mean, he never really did do much for me or anything. So I used to watch The Cosby Show, and I used to think to myself, "Oh my God, I'd love to have a family like that, a mom and dad like that." And and I remember him on Sesame Street watching it. I was little in the 80s. I was born in 1980. And it's just so disappointing to know that he's a pervert and drugging women to have sex with them. I mean, that was just so disappointing when you look up to him as a role model, Yeah, Will, like I said, it like disappointed me. I don't think I should because I look, my first record was Michael Jackson. I was little, about 7 or 8 years old, and my mom bought me a Fisher-Price record player, and my first record was Michael Jackson, and it was that song, "The Way You Make Me Feel," and like, I even had the Michael Jackson pants and stuff. So this stuff is, like, so disappointing to me. Like, sometimes I wish I didn't know things about people that I like, and I liked Michael Jackson. I knew he got in trouble, but I really didn't keep up with it, you know? I thought that he got felt not guilty because the people lied on him. You know, I guess I'm naive or something. I just don't wanna believe things like that. I tried to believe Bill Cosby right up till the end, and I just couldn't do it no more. And he just like, he disappointed me so bad. Oh, well, what's a record? People don't know what a record is anymore, do they? It was one of the little ones. What do you call, like, the little you had, like, the big records, and then you had, like, the little ones. But I think this little one, it only had that song on it, I think. 45s? That's what it was. Yeah, and I had this Fisher Price record player, and it would play, like, the big ones or, the small ones, and that was the first record I got. Yeah, record player too, and well, it plays CDs and stuff too. It looks like one of the old school ones. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Welcome. That was sweet of you. Thank you. Yeah, but back to Michael Jackson. Yeah. Um, it's just disappointing because I love that song like Billie Jean. And I was like a Michael Jackson fan because I can remember being little and watching that music video, "The Way You Make Me Feel," and there was that pretty girl in it, and I was little, and I was like, "Oh my god, I want to look like her when I grow up," and I can remember that stuff plain as day. It's just disappointing. Yeah, Javi, it's so disappointing. You know, um, I knew when that one woman told her story about Bill Cosby. This has happened to her. I guess it happened to her back in the 70s because she was an older woman. She said that she had just lost her son. I think he drowned. And she was having a hard time, and she was out with Bill Cosby, and he said, "Here, take these pills." And I guess he gave her some Quaaludes or something. And she said, "I gladly took them because, I was having a hard time dealing with my little boy's death." And so she took the pills, and then they go back someplace, and I guess he forced himself upon her. But I knew she was telling the truth. I could just tell by the way she was telling the story, and the way she said that she gladly took the pills because she was in pain from her son's death. I could just tell she was telling the truth, and I was like totally disgusted. I know. Michael Jackson's dad treated him very, poorly from what the movie I watched that came on VH1, um, it's pretty rough on him and stuff, and so I think it had an effect on him. It's no excuse to mess with children or abuse anyone, but if he did that, I don't know that he did it, but that guy's story today kinda got to me a little bit, but anyways, let's get off Michael Jackson. Oh, really? Is your dad a retired cop, Danny? Oh, that's cool. Oh, good night, Carrie. Get some sleep. Sweet dreams. I didn't see that you were leaving. Hey, guys, did y'all see what that was in the news today about those two? I can't remember their names. The two actresses that's got that college admissions fraud or something going on. I can't even remember what it was. I'll have to look it up. Um, Let me look it up real quick. It said there's some actresses that's charged uh, in college admission cheating scheme. Yeah, it's crazy. You saw a little bit of it. It says a total of 50 people nationwide were charged in the largest college admission scam ever, prosecuted by the Department of Justice officials said. It says those arrested included exam administrators, coaches at elite schools, and nearly 3 dozen parents, including Felicity Hoffman. Prosecutors call it a conspiracy nationwide in scope. Wealthy parents, Hollywood actresses, coaches, and college prep executives were accused of carrying out a nationwide fraud to get students into prestigious universities, according to a federal indictment. Felicity Hoffman, Lori Laughlin were charged in the criminal investigation that went by the name Operation Varsity Blues. They called it Operation Varsity Blues. It's a investigation. Uh, can y'all believe that crap? I guess Laura Laughlin's husband was charged too. I can't pronounce his name. Massimo Gianoli or something like that. His bond was set at $1 million. Both of them's been charged with conspiracy to commit mail fraud, honest services mail fraud. See, just because you got money does not mean you're above the law. Yeah, yeah, and that one, Laura, what's her name? Lori, I think it's Laughlin or Laughlin, something like that. I don't know if I pronounced her name right, but she is on the Hallmark channel. I think she's on that series, When Calls the Heart or something. Something like that. I bet she won't be on the Hallmark channel for long. No, money can't buy you class. Cannot buy you class. Yeah, she was also on Full House. You're right. Yeah. Is she on the new Full House? I've not watched it. I heard it wasn't any good anyways. I've started watching the new Roseanne reboot, Then they took her off of there for tweeting something. And I was like, well, crap on it. I only watched it for her anyways because she's funny. These actresses and stuff, they get on my nerves when they get into these, political debates on Twitter and stuff with one another. That just drives me crazy. I can't say in freaking politics to talk about it or look at it. No, Christy, they found a U-Haul full of kids in Kentucky? Are you serious? No, it's not the same without Roseanne. I think all of them should keep their mouths shut. Quit getting they need to think before they speak on Twitter and things like that. We all need to think before we speak. Okay, let's look that up. U-Haul full of what? Full of kids? Is that what you said, Christy? Yeah, I mean, yeah. She done a video today, Will. I follow her here on YouTube. I'm subscribed to her channel. And she was talking about she was going to sue people, uh, these news places because she had explained what her tweet was like a million times. This is what she was saying. But she kind of looked like she was on something to me. Her eyes. I mean, they were like really super red, or she was drinking one, or she was taking medication, her own medication, made her eyes like that. But it could be the head trauma too. Let me see if I can find that, Christy. I've not heard anything about that. I don't see anything. Let's look up, see what happened to that, in Lee County. There was a couple shot beside the road. Oh, I can't find it right now. But anyways, there was a couple. I don't think there's been an update yet. But there was a couple that was found not too far from here. A couple counties away. Beside the road, shot to death. Now, I don't know if it was a murder-suicide or what. Oh my gosh, I'm so sick of hearing politics. It's not even funny. It's all it goes on here. Politics, politics, politics. I can't stand it. I know it. I know it, Danny. Oh, really, Christy? If you find anything about it, email me. Uh-oh. There's Donald Duck on here. Trolling, trolling. Get out of here, troll, loser. I'd hate to be a loser like that I didn't have nothing better else to do but get on YouTube and hop into strangers' chats just to leave insulting messages. What a loser you are. Get a life. I'm going to say a prayer for you tonight because you really need help. I know. I loved Cosby too, Danny. It's just disappointed me. I watched this show on YouTube. There's this guy. It's called After Prison Show, and I think his name, maybe his name's Danny. Maybe his friend's name's Danny. But anyways, he gives updates. This guy, he was in prison for a long time. So when he got out, he straightened up. He's got a big YouTube channel now. He's got a large following. But anyways, he gives updates about what's going on with Bill Cosby in prison. And I reckon Bill Cosby is losing his mind where he's got that dementia. Yeah, he's in bad shape. He's probably not going to make it. Thank you, Will. Thank you. I pray for all my friends too. And I'm going to pray for that troll. I'm going to pray that he gets a life and quit being ugly to people. I don't even know what he said. I don't even know if he said something ugly or not, but I'm assuming he did if Kim deleted what he said and blocked him. Oh, yeah. Do you watch that too? After prison show? Oh, I've been watching that guy for a long time. I like him. He's funny. He's funny. I like him. He's a good dude. He's got a friend named Danny too. Yeah, his name's Joe. Thank you, Will. Yeah, that's his name, Joe. Find a pond to swim in, Kim. Kim, you like zapping them, don't you? Kim likes to zap people. That's what she calls it when she blocks them. Zap them. Oh, God. Look at this one. Let's hide this one. There's another um troll. Another troll out. What a loser. Zap him, Kim. Zap him. Yeah. Will, I've not got to watch that yet. I got a notification um that Daddy went to see, his family for the first time 25 years, but I haven't got to watch it, but I'm going to. I've got to get busy and be doing some research on something. Yeah, Kim. Zap them, zap them. Well, guys, I'm going to get off here. It's killing me to sit here. I've got my knee brace on. My bone is moving in my knee where it's messed up. I cannot straighten out my knee or it is excruciating. I'm gonna have to go to the doctor. But anyways, you're acting goofy, Danny. It's all right. Yeah, I've noticed that there are a lot more trolls later at night. Like we don't get that many in the mornings, and when I do the live streams about 8 or 9 o'clock, we don't get that many trolls. They come out at night. They must be up smoking their stuff and trolling people. That's all I know. Good night, everybody. I love y'all. See you in the morning. Peace. Bye, Will. Safe travels, my friend. Good night, guys.